Shot short. Rebound tipped and taken by James. Here comes James in the open floor. James grab from behind. Count it. Goaltend and one.
Welcome to episode 18 of the And One podcast.
Damien and Alex discuss the most attractive race, STDs, and if men and women can be just friends. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. So, Alex, would you be willing to date or marry anyone with children?
It's a good question. I feel like if I really connected with that girl,
Yeah.
listen, I don't want kids. Right? Everyone that knows me knows I don't want kids.
Yeah.
But I will say that if I was like talking to a girl and she made it abundantly clear to me that she has kids, right? And I just overlooked that part and we just started connecting and we like connect on everything. Like I couldn't think of like one bad thing to even say. Then I don't know about marry, right? I'd probably take a step back in my mind just because of the kid, because I think that's brings up a whole like bunch of new I don't say issues, but I guess new opportunities. So when it
Yeah.
comes to dating, I think I'd be comfortable dating. Um, I don't think it'd be like my first option to go out and just approach a girl who has a kid, because I think that there comes a lot of responsibility with that. You have to
Mhm.
gain obviously the girl's trust as well,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that. As a young man, I'm still pretty immature, and like I said, I don't want kids. So I think that'd be a pretty bad mix up. Someone who doesn't want kids with a girl who's single and has a kid. I don't think it'd be the right situation for me. But I'm not saying I wouldn't. Like, 'cause I don't like, dude. What if 3 years from now you see me with a girl who had a kid already, right? And I'm
Yeah.
so I don't want to say like I'm totally out of that. But as far as marriage, probably not. Right? I think that's a pretty big ball game you're stepping up into. But I
Yeah.
think I'd probably like I said, if I really connected with a girl, I think I'd probably give it a shot, try and date her and see what it's like. Because if we really connected, I think I could handle it. But who knows? Maybe I couldn't. It's all you,
Yeah.
man. How would you approach the situation?
Like, here's the thing. I think dating is to an extent fine if like the end goal is like if we're married, we're going to have kids, right? Because
Yeah.
um, like there's these documentaries about lions that come to new territories, right? And they kill the baby cubs of the past lion mate, and then they get with the new female lion, and they make their own, right? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not going to kill their kids, but like dating is fine, but marriage, dude, like, look, we can have those kids, but we gotta make our own, okay? Like, I gotta support my bloodline. I'm not trying to support yours, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like that sounds fucked up, but dude, I'm on some like alpha shit. I'm not trying to like freaking like support someone else's bloodline, bro. That's just me though. Dating, it's fine, but if we're gonna get married, I'll be willing to support your kids. But we gotta have our own, probably at least three. If there's like two, there's gotta be three of mine, okay? Like just like I can assert my dominance. That's my
So
opinion,
if
anyway.
if you're just dating them, it's completely okay. But like if it's
Yeah,
marrying, they're like you want to
yeah.
have kids with that person.
Well, like, look, if it's like they have like one kid, I gotta have two. Like, cause I'm not like the other guy. Like, basically, like I gotta one up the other guy. Cause like, why is he gone? Probably reason for that. So that's my mindset. Like, I don't think it's toxic. Lions do it. Like, so like, why the heck can I do it, bro? Like, they'd probably do that shit in the Lion King. I mean, we never saw the other cuts. So I don't know. Look, okay. Moving on to the next topic. What do you think is the most attractive race?
Um, I think this is politically correct. White girls. I think white girls, Caucasians, are the most attractive to me, and my reason is because, right, people, you're Mexican. How could you not Latinos or Hispanics? Out, dude, right? I'm not living in Mexico. I wasn't born in Mexico. I was born in a predominantly white area, Talcott, Oklahoma. Right? I
Right.
think like the 75, 80% of the state is just predominantly white people. So I've seen a bunch of attractive white females being here in Oklahoma and just in the United
Mhm.
States, traveling across the states, Texas, Florida, right, Alabama, Louisiana, tons of great, uh, beautiful white girls. But I'm sure, like, if I lived somewhere else, like if I was born in Mexico for some reason, I'm sure I would think Latinos and Hispanics are much more attractive than white girls. But because I was, so surrounded by predominantly white females, I think white girls they just take the cake for me. Like they're super attractive, blondes, brunettes, black hair, don't matter to me. Red hair, green eyes, blue eyes, brown eyes, love them all. That's the most attractive race to me.
For me, it's the Hispanics, because I've just, like, where I've lived, I've just been around too many white girls where it just kind of gets diluted. Like, I just kind of get tired of it. But I think Hispanics, they bring a good energy to it. I also like that a lot of them are Catholic, in my opinion. Like, like, so that's something I like. I don't know. I just like the energy they bring. I think it's just like a different kind. I can't really describe it. I just like them, man. I think it's just like there's not so like there's just an abundance of white girls I've seen throughout my life, and I just feel like when you see so many, that's just kind of some of the attractiveness just like it just kind of fades away. Now obviously there are attractive white women, right? Like I'm not saying like Taylor Swift, Ava Max, or Katy Perry, those people are ugly. Like Lana Del Rey's not ugly. I've just been around it so much, you know. It's just like it gets kind of
You're too good
exhausting.
for it, pretty much. You're saying you're too good for it, right?
No, not too good. Like, no, it's just like I've seen like it's just like there's too many, bro. It's like it's just like it's diluted. Whereas like there's like not as many like Hispanics and shit, so I find them more attractive. That's just
But
me though.
doesn't that kind of suck though? Like because like there's such a big population of white girls here, right? So
Yeah.
you can strike out more times here than you can with Hispanics,
Yeah, see,
theoretically.
that is a problem, but hey,
A problem you're
we
willing to
just
deal with, I see.
yeah, it's a risk I'm willing to take, so hey, I'm all good with it, but they're not ugly. There's no ugly race. I mean, they're all good, we're just talking preferences.
Preference, yes.
Preference,
Good.
yeah. So it's not like some racist shit. Anyways, we want to do another topic. What do you think is one thing that is universally loved that you hate?
Okay, I have three things for this. The first one, I don't really hate it. I just haven't come around to it like everyone else. It's coffee. Everyone that I know, friends, family, it doesn't matter, neighbors, always drinking coffee. Cold brew, hot brew, cappuccino. What do we call those little shot things?
Espresso?
Espressos, frappes, mochas, like uh, origami. I don't know. Like everyone just seems to love coffee. It seems like it's everyone's willpower, right? They wake up, they need it, or they can't like get their day started. I don't really get the hype. I'll drink a frappe every couple months. Maybe someone has to put me on, and maybe I will get put onto it. So I won't say like I hate it, but it's definitely something I haven't come around to. The second thing, Star Wars. Gosh, I hate it. Everyone I know. Now, I'm not saying like everyone loves it because obviously I don't know how you feel about it, but obviously there's some
Yeah.
people that are in the minority with me that hate it. I cannot stand it at all. I remember my freshman year, we traveled to Florida. It was like an 18 or 22-hour bus ride. We had to watch the whole series, every single Star Wars, and
Yeah.
my brain was melting. Everyone on the bus loved it. They're like, yeah, it's like what, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, and I'm just like, the only thing I liked about that was like the little robot guy, R2D2. That's the only thing I
Yeah.
liked about it. Everything else, I
Yeah.
didn't like the storyline. I didn't like the
Mhm.
characters. I didn't like the way it looked. I don't know. It just looked like a grown up child's movie. And I didn't like it at all. I don't like the vibe. And the third thing is sleeping. Who doesn't love sleeping? Everyone
Mhm.
loves sleeping. I don't like it. I hate it. Why? Because I have sleeping problems, right? I have sleep insomnia, sleep paralysis, and I take melatonin to go to bed. If I don't take melatonin, I cannot fall asleep. So I absolutely dread the night. I just hate when it's nighttime because I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna be able to sleep tonight? Am I gonna have sleeping problems tonight? Right? Because I can't sleep on my back. If I sleep on my back, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go into sleep paralysis. One of the scariest things ever.
Yeah.
Right? If I don't have melatonin, I'm not gonna be able to sleep. If I am able to sleep, it's gonna be like a 5 to 7 hour onset before I actually am able to sleep because there's like a million thoughts in my mind. I can't stop thinking of things. So like I have to tire myself out with melatonin. People say like try some, like turning off the lights, read a book, work out. I've
Mhm.
tried everything, man. I've tried everything. Eat honey doesn't work. I don't know why. It sucks. So I just completely dread the night when I have to go to bed because so many sleeping problems and issues with that. And another big issue is I also feel like I just like waste time. Like you ever feel like you're just wasting time? Like I can never take naps. I'm not a nap person at all.
Yeah.
My friends and family, they love taking. I can't do it, bro, because I just feel like I'm
Yeah.
wasting so much time. Because I think statistically, it's like humans waste like a third of their life just sleeping. So it's like, dude,
Yeah.
like I already sleep for like
I
at least 7 hours a day. I don't want to take another nap and just
see.
add to
Yeah.
that.
I kind of hate it's like when I work, like like if I work like 5, 6 days a week, I hate like having to catch up on sleep or like having sleep debt because it's I'll sleep for like 10, 12 hours. I hate it because I'm like I just like half the day's gone. I'd rather like I wish humans could just evolve to like sleep for 6 hours. That would be fine. But like I hate like that. Like I feel like sometimes I have to sleep 8 or 10 hours. I hate that. So I agree with that. I think that gets really annoying for me. But the things that one of the things I do like hate that is universally loved, like, is also Star Wars. I think Star Wars is overrated. Now, okay, I would say I hate it, but it is overrated because I have watched like the original trilogy. I've watched the seventh and eighth episode, and I've like played some of the games. And like, I think Star Wars is fine. I just think it's just a shittier like imitation of Lord of the Rings. Like, not like it's exact same. Like to me, it's just like I don't know. I don't really connect with it on the same level other people do. I think the music is decent. I think the storyline's okay, but like there's nothing about the acting or the places. Like I don't think like Endor or any of those fucking planets are that interesting. Like it's not like Mordor or Gondor or any of that shit where I'm like, holy crap, this is really well put together. It's just kind of mid in my opinion. Another thing for me is I hate Toy Story 4. A lot of people say they love that movie. I think it's terrible. I think it ruins the Toy Story trilogy because like it makes like Woody's basically a bitch and he just leaves freaking Andy like Kevin Durant did basically with some freaking whore. And it's just like, dude, it's okay, not Bo, here's her name, okay? And it's just, dude, it sucks. Like it doesn't make any sense. Another thing that I love are the Houston Astros. Now everyone hates them, but like they're low key that team like that everyone hates. Because everyone hates them, I kind of like them. And they just came back against the crappy Royals. Like, and like it's funny because my mom's a Yankee fan because I don't give a shit about baseball. But like I if it's like a sport I don't care about, I like to root for the teams everyone hates. Like I like the Lightning and the Astros because everyone wants to see those teams freaking suck. Well, it's kind of fun to root for them, because they cheated and shit and they used the trash cans. So like yeah, I personally I like the Astros. I hope they win another. I hope they win like 3 World Series in a row. I hope they three-peat or something with like Altuve. That's my
Okay.
opinion. So
Yeah. One
yeah,
thing that I hate that everyone just seems to love. I know I said three things already, but the second one kind of is this one, and it's a super hot take, right? That I hate, but everyone just loves. Super
mhm.
controversial take. Can't believe I'm going to say and out myself. Is movies, man. I just can't. Like the 2018 summer ruined me because that was the only form of entertainment I had was just watching movies. So it just became like it just like fried me, bro. I got burnt out of it. Like
yeah,
I've watched a few movies since that point. I want to say I've probably watched like maybe like 12 movies since that point. Like, oh, that's a lot, Alex. Not really. That was 2018. That's been like 4 years, and I've only watched like 12 movies. That's not that much at all. So I don't know. I just like because like it kind of goes back to the sleeping thing. It just feels like I'm just wasting so much time. It's like, oh, but you watch sports. It's like, yeah, but like sports is actually entertaining to me. Movies, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's like, it could be
yeah.
like it's like a firecracker. It can be like small but pack a punch, or it can be like huge but it's like a dud. It's like I don't know what I'm gonna get with the movie. So it's like my expectations
Mhm.
are just always like low for, and I just always like my vibe just always isn't there with like what is that big movie brand, the Avengers Endgame? Like remember when that thing was like popping? Like everyone went. I think you went and like you had
Yeah, I
like
went
took a picture with like that Thanos hand or
Shield.
whatever. Yeah,
Shield.
the
Yeah,
shield, the Captain
some
America shield.
guy had it. Now, yeah, nah,
Everyone,
because
everyone watched that. My whole family watched that. Gunnar. My whole family watched.
that
They
was
invited me.
like,
I was like,
nah,
I'm good. I'm not going. I don't want to
that was
watch it.
like that was like Warriors Cavs in 2016. That's what Endgame. That's what Infinity War Endgame were like. They went down 3-1. They fucking beat Thanos. Like, look, I could see that. I mean, movies are definitely a hit or miss. Because like I usually just look up reviews, see if they're good or not. I mean, I usually go to like Jeremy Johns or Chris Stuckman. Those are my two go to like movie reviewers. Like I watch them. I'm like, okay, do they think it's good? Because they never really have a bad opinion on a movie. Like every movie they recommend, I'm like, okay, that's good. So that's kind of how I narrow it down. So with that being said, what is one thing that you feel like is universally hated that you love?
That one's actually really tough. So I'm just gonna stick to something that's going on right now, and it is the summertime heat. Like every time I go on
Yeah.
Snapchat, it's just all my friends complaining about like they're posting like a screenshot of the weather. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna melt today or something like that. I'm like, dude, like we cannot forget what we just had in May and
Hmm.
April, where it was raining like every other day 30-mile-an-hour winds, hail, cloudy, muggy, sticky. Like, dude, I'm taking this 100-degree weather over that any day of the week. Like, at least I can go outside and exercise in this and enjoy the brightness, the sun, the flowers, right?
hmm
Get a nice cool breeze, little 5-mile-an-hour wind. Compared to that crap sucked. Like, don't get me wrong, I like a nice little calm rain every now and again. But when it was just like constantly raining, right? We got people like crashing into burrows of water and stuff, and it's like it's horrible, man. Like, it's just not. It doesn't feel safe, and people are like, oh, you can get heat strokes. It's like, stay hydrated, right? Drink your water, and you'll be fine. Put on some SPF, right? You're gonna be fine, right? You're gonna get a nice
Yeah.
tan line. Everything's gonna be okay, right? The sun's awesome. Everyone hates it, but I'm enjoying every bit of it.
Yeah. Well, see, that was kind of difficult because I actually said the Astros, but let me elaborate on that a bit more. Is like, baseball, it's always the Yankees dominating. Actually, I will say I like the Patriots. I like the 2010 2020 Patriots. Now everyone, or like the Tom Brady Patriots, because everyone hated them. Everyone despised them, right? But like honestly, looking back, I kind of like them because they were like consistently good, well coached. Brady was a good guy. They're not like they're one of those dynasties where like I don't really think of them as like the Cowboys or the 49ers where I despise them and I want them to die. It's just like some like little crappy AFC dynasty they had in their shit division and like it didn't affect me at all, It's like my opinion. I like the dynasty Patriots. Now everyone hates the Patriots and I get why. I personally I thought the runs were impressive and I thought I really wish they had beat the Falcons that one time. But other than that, I like them. I really wish he would have beat now I wish Tom Brady would have beat the Eagles and Giants those two times because that was kind of pathetic. I mean, like Eli Manning, I don't even know he's a Hall of Famer. But look, I really like that dynasty run. I think it was entertaining. It was good for football. Like everyone hated that, but I don't know. Looking back, I think it was a good thing for the sport.
So you just hate sports, or you love sports teams that everyone hates?
Well, if it's like in another conference or division, but like if it's like I hate the Cowboys, but if I was in the AFC, I'd probably like them because like they're so like freaking annoying. But
Okay,
like
okay,
yeah, so that's kind of how I'm about it.
I got you,
Anyways,
I got you.
so like is being a stepdad or the wrong move? Because we kind of implied. Is it like a good move or is it bad? Like
Is being a stepdad the wrong move? I think you have a different take than me, but I think it's not the wrong move. Matter of fact, I think we need more stepdads. Like, the amount of like single parent child birthed women that are out there is ridiculous. Like, there's so many women out there who are either widowed or divorced or single, that have kids, and there's just not that many guys who want to step up and be a stepdad. Which, you know, everyone has their own opinions on it, right? People think that they want to start their own family and they don't want to have anyone else's bloodline with. But it's like, dude, like, I don't know. I feel like if you really love that girl, like, you can definitely raise her kids with her and step up and be that stepdad.
mhm.
And if she wants more kids, I'm sure she'll want to make some kids with you, right, stepdad. So I don't think it's a wrong move. I think we just need more stepdads, but I don't know how that's going to happen because there's too many guys who like have too much of an ego to put to a side to want to raise someone else's kids.
Right. That's a good argument, but nah. Look, I don't think it's the wrong move necessarily, but like I said, I gotta have like my own children, bro, cuz like I'm not raising your two not if they're not in Gunner's bloodline, they're not going to get the share. Okay? I mean, like, look, I'll take care of them, but listen, I'm going to like focus on these kids and I'll raise yours, okay? Look, if your kids are like 18, 19, they're about to leave and I can have my own kids with you, good. That's a perfect scenario. Now, 10 or 11 might be a little difficult, but we can make it work. Like as long now if they're a Cowboys fans, I'm probably going to like get the belt, but look. Okay, I'm not okay. No, I shouldn't say that. Look. Here's the thing: if they're like a decent age and it's a good time, and I love her enough, yes, I'll raise them. I just feel like there's a certain amount of resources I'm willing to give, and it's just one of those things. Like I don't know how much I'm going to give. So that's my opinion. And now on to a less depressing or grueling topic. What do you think is the best genre of music?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, oh, pop music. No, based on my Spotify, it's rap or hip hop or whatever you want to classify rap as. It's rap. Now, the last 2 years, I definitely have been like listening to way more genres of music, like tons of different like styles of music and stuff. I feel like the most underrated genre of music that it's gonna it's gonna be like such a curveball to people. Like, what? That makes no sense. But the most underrated genre of music is ready. It is live worship music. What?
So like Joel Osteen.
No. Wait. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I actually don't know. I actually don't know.
oh,
Maybe.
okay.
I actually don't know. But I've been listening to worship music the past
I don't know if they do worship music either. I don't
5 weeks.
know. He
Live
might.
worship music. Listen, it's not none of that like corny like hallelujah. No. Like, there's a
Hmm.
song called "Rest on Us," dude. I've been listening to that song like every day the past at least 4 weeks. That song just like completely like cleanses my mind. Like, I could sing it to you right now, but like I don't want to embarrass myself. As the spirit was moving. Oh no, okay, let me chill out. But yeah, worship music, like, obviously not everyone's thing, but if you're into worshiping and you're into the man above, highly recommend it. Super underrated. That's kind of off topic because you asked me what my favorite is, but I just wanted to bring that up because people will be like, "Why? That makes no sense. That's kind of contradicting us." But no, I think rap is the best because based on my Spotify, like, I think I have like 1,100 songs. Like, I would definitely say like 65 to 70% of the songs I have in my like playlist is definitely rap. But
Yeah.
let me be very clear, it's not. It's not like, I'm sure like most of the songs are explicit, right?
Yeah.
They're mainly explicit because they have like a couple cuss words in them, right? People will be
Yeah.
like, "Gosh, you like to listen to like music that just degrades women and talks about gang banging." It's like, no. But I like rap music because like the bass, the beat, like, it just, I don't know, makes me like hyped up and pumped. And like, some of these guys are just like lyrically, like, the bars they throw out, it's just like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, what did Drake say in that song "Wait for You" with Future? He said something
uh,
about
I've been
message say
traveling around the
delivered, but
world.
I no. He said message say delivered, but I know that you don't get it. I'm like, dude, what in the world? Like, but if you
Yeah.
listen to that song, right? Some girls might take offense to that song, but I hear that bar from Drake, and I'm just like, this guy is a lyrical genius, and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
why I like rap music. I don't like it for like the reasons why people hate it. If that makes sense. So I just want to
Yeah.
put that out there and clear my name.
I think for me, like it's not my favorite genre, but a genre like I think is underrated are like soundtracks, like video game or film soundtracks, like because they're very important. Hey, no, listen, let me explain. Nah, because like they're there to set the tone. And some like this, some of the music like from Halo or from Call of Duty or Battlefield or even like, Hans Zimmer, like the Dark Knight shit, that shit's good. But that's not my favorite. Mine is pop because I think pop has done the best job. I think pop like throughout time has been like the best. Like, I mean, obviously it's popular, right? But I think it's just like it's always got like an upbeat feel to it. Like you're always like, oh, let's fucking go. You know, it's like it works in a scenario. I can play it around a family member for the most part. I can freaking like play it at a party or at a club. Like it's good anywhere, man. In my opinion. Like now, I don't really think you can play rap. Maybe I don't know. Like
Listen, this is the argument I hate that people make. You can't play rap in front of anyone. Listen, people say you can play pop in front of anyone. You got to watch your pop too, right? Like, you have to watch the pop artist
certain
because if
certain.
I have some pop that like I've never analyzed the lyrics. I'm not just like analyzing lyrics for a living, right? But there's some
Yeah.
pop songs out there that aren't even like, you wouldn't think they're explicit because they're so popular. But if you sit there and you analyze the lyrics, you're like, yo, she's talking about like hooking up with the dude and drugging him. It's like, what is this? And then,
Well, I
like,
mean,
people are like, oh,
yeah.
slay queen, slay. But like, with rap, it's like, oh my god, he's talking about drugs, and he's talking about like Instagram DMs with a girl. It's like,
Like, okay, here's the
bro.
thing. Like, I understand, but I think like what I would say is like pop. It's usually more subtle though. Like, yes, like when you hear a Britney Spears song, it's very toxic. But usually, it's like there's like some level of subtlety where I'm like, okay, if I play it around a 5-year-old, they're not going to get it, you know. Whereas like now, if I'm 20, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not that bad. But if it's like a 5-year-old, I could play like Last Friday Night, and they're not going to understand like what the fuck it means. Like I remember I listened to that song, like I was like, let's
See,
go.
if you analyze those
Well,
lyrics,
yeah,
that's
but
like,
like,
dude,
yeah,
it's like,
but if
dude, like sit there and analyze those lyrics. It's not as
like,
clean as you think it
well,
is.
it's not clear, but like I'm not going to be like Anthony Fantano and just like break down every bar and be like, that line in A Keeper from Drake was just like so mid. Like it's not even a song. Like I'm not going to like say that. Look, here,
Well, I listen to more subtle like rappers. Like I've gotten
right?
away from like the NBA young boys who are talking about like gang banging. Like an NBA young boy is like one of the most like popular like rappers out right now, right?
Yeah,
Like I feel like almost all my friends bump him every day, but like I've gone away from that. I've got some more subtle, like Drake, Kanye, right, Mac Miller type
right.
of vibe, right? I'm not listening to that trap music now as much as I used to, right? The 6ix9ines of the world, the NBA young boy. I've gotten away from that. I'm like a Nav, Drake,
Yeah,
Kanye, Mac Miller type of
yeah. So with that being said, what is the worst genre of music?
I don't know if this is contradicting at all, but screamo because all they do is scream and curse.
Like, are you talking about like we're just like
I'm
not?
talking about like Slipknot. Like
Oh yeah, no, I don't ever listen to
if you know
Slipknot.
if you know what Slipknot is, look that up. Right? I don't like screamo. I don't know if it's called like screamo rock or whatever. I think it's just called screamo, but I don't like screamo at all because it's just literally
Mhm.
like them screaming at the top of their lungs. And you cussing and talk
I've
really
never.
talking about like when I say inappropriate things, I'm talking like things that would just like put question marks in your head, like why would they
Yeah,
say that? And then people are like mosh pits around it, throwing punches, and I was like, dude, I
yeah.
don't know how people get like amped up to this, but people are like, dude, you listen to rap, it's just like a more mellow version. It's like no, just stop. Go
Nah.
listen to God's Plan and compare that to screamo, please.
Yeah. I mean, I would think honestly, for like by myself, like listen to a screamo song and like just like sat there and like thought about it. Like for me, like when I've heard screamo, it was always some like emo high school kid who just had it in the background. I'm like, that's weird. But like, nah, for me, like I agree with that. But I'm actually going to take a different route. I think country is the worst genre because like if you like, I think country as a genre has evolved like the least over the past like century, and I feel like it like the most culturally relevant country song is Chicken Fried, bro. Like, and they're playing that. I remember they're playing that song like when Ukraine was getting bombed on CNN. It was like cold beer on a
You're on a
Friday night
Friday night.
and a pair of jeans that fit just right in a radio. Like, dude, like that, dude, like every country song is the same. It's like this is the trinity of a country song. It's blue jeans, a beer, and a tractor. And after a while, it just gets annoying, bro. It's the same shit. Every country song has the same formula, bro. And look, I
Oh,
don't mind country. Like, I'm not like, but dude, like, it's the same shit. It's the same formula. I'm not saying like you can't have a formula that works, but when it's the same shit, like like look, I like Uncle Cracker and Blake Shelton, but dude, like it's just so much the same. Like I hear all these people and like talk about like, oh man, something in the orange from Zach Bryan, that shit's fire. Like, dude, that song's just like every other country song. Like, there's nothing about it that it brings that's new or interesting. When I hear a new hip hop or a new pop song, like let me bring an example. Like, so a new song from Beyonce, "Break My Soul," right? That song's different. It has like a mixture of like trap and hip hop, and there's a little bit of pop in it. And I hear the new like Cardi B Kanye song, like every like hip hop or newer pop song, there's like a little element of something that comes in that's newer that like I find interesting. Whereas when I hear like a new country song, it's just like it doesn't ever sound like it's evolving. It just sounds like the same shit it's been for the past like few decades. Like I just think it's like it's just boring, bro. Like it's just exhausting. Now obviously I like, Life is a Highway. I'm not like a complete hater, but I mean, like, I just think it's mid, bro. Like, there's way better genres that evolved and done a lot more over the past like few decades than country's had. Like,
I'm not a country advocate at all, but there's like one song, I think it's by Luke Bryan. It's like sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunburn, sunset, repeat. Like
yeah,
that's the only like country song that I can actually like probably like recite and know all the lyrics, but I do think that there's definitely worse genres than country, and I'm saying that as someone who used to be the biggest country hater out there because dude, you listen to some of these other genres, it'll blow your mind to see how bad they are. At least in my opinion, because I don't want to completely crap on screamo because that's someone's favorite genre. That's my uncle's. My uncle who's like 49. That's his favorite genre of music.
I
He
never
will
heard
like
Slipknot, but yeah.
go listen to Slipknot. That if you're over 18, go listen to Slipknot. It'll be an experience to say the least.
I mean, I guess country's good enough for me to consider listening to it. Whereas like with screamo, I would never even consider putting that on. Like I'm just like no, like I don't even like I don't even entertain the thought. You know, it's kind of like when you're going through horror movies and you see like a snuff film, like you don't even think about like no, I'm not watching that. Like you know,
Yeah,
like, there's just
that's literally that's
it's
literally
basically
how I would describe it. Because even like the Slipknot band members, they have like these like weird like crazy masks on, like horror masks on, and doing
yeah,
inappropriate things with
no, it's
it. Like
like yeah, like I don't is Rob Zombie like that kind of thing? I don't know.
who's
Like
Rob Zombie? Is that
I don't
a
know.
rock?
He's like he's like a rock artist, but I don't know if he's like into screamo though. Like I'm gonna go look it up. Like let's see like
Listen, the only rock band I rock with is
he does metal and groove
Greta
metal.
Van
So I don't
Fleet.
know if that he does like he's a heavy metal band, White Zombie, and he's like
Is
directed Halloween.
is he in Led Zeppelin?
No, he's not. I don't think he had his own band, but no, I don't think Led Zeppelin's like that's not bad, but that's not like where it's like like they're not just like yelling random shit into the mic, like you know, like I don't like that. Like I just can't like, bro. I've never even given that kind of genre a chance. Maybe it's good. I don't know, but to me, it seems like the snuff films of like music. I just wouldn't even touch it. So another topic we want to talk about. Did anything in high school really matter?
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. I think from an educational standpoint, to a degree, it did. Right? Obviously, I wouldn't know how to talk if I didn't, like I wouldn't know how to like coherently talk and understand people if I didn't go to school. But as far as like Pythagorean theorem and like y equals mx plus b, I've never used that a day in my life. The quadratic formula, I've never used that a day in my life. Don't ever plan on it. And I'm taking math classes in college, so it's kind of surprising that I've never used them a day in my life. I thought I would. It's like, oh, you're college is gonna be a rude awakening. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? I've never used any of this crap in college, right? Just come on, like, what are we doing? But as far as like going to high school and learning like stuff that you weren't really supposed to learn, like friendship building, learning, how to read people, learning, about relationships, how to handle heartbreak. Obviously, some people didn't date, but there's a lot of those things I think I wouldn't have learned. Like if I was homeschooled or something, right? I'd be like super
Yeah.
awkward and like stuff like that. But because I went to high school, I learned how to, like I said, read people, learn, how to approach different people, different personalities. Some people work well
Yeah.
with different, ways you talk to them. You got to learn how to work with other people. And I think it helped me a lot, because I use some of those things that I learned today.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard. Like, I mean, I do agree. I think like a lot of the relationships you form are very important because it kind of like it can be like a stepping stone for you in the future. Like, I think like now I didn't date, but I think a lot of the friendships I formed in high school are very important. Some of the experience I had with like some girls in high school are very important to like my development, like socially, but also like I think like a lot of, like the school work matters in high school. If you're going to college, now if you're not going to college, I don't think it matters much. But like in terms of like, getting a good GPA and ACT score, I think that definitely matters. In terms of like if you want to like get a good scholarship or like go to NSU or something, like I think that definitely matters. But I don't know. Like for me, it was like mainly it was just like the things that mattered to me was like doing well in school and just like having fun. I think overall, like a lot of the stuff, like the drama of high school doesn't matter. Like, like all the stuff where people are like, oh my gosh, why the frick you cheat on her? Stuff like that shit doesn't matter. Like that will all be like, in my opinion, like, all that stuff where like, the drama in high school, like, and how popular you were. I don't think that stuff really matters. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, cause like once you get in the real world or go to college or get a job, none of that matters. Like, no one cares you were popular like at a certain school. Like, you kind of have to go from scratch. But in terms of like the personal developments and the things you had to learn in high school, I think it was very important. And to say like none of it mattered, like some people say, is kind of dumb. I think a lot of it mattered. It's just like more subtle building of character. I think that's what makes high school important. And I'm happy I didn't get homeschooled, or like I didn't stay home during COVID because that would have
Same,
sucked. You know,
same.
I
Yeah.
would have hated to be homeschooled. So, what do you think the end of the world is going to look like?
Um, I think the end of the world will probably, well, Hopefully we don't see the end of the world.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. How long has the Earth been here? Like how many? Like has it been
like
here for a
a
couple million years?
a
Just
few
floating in outer
billion.
space?
I think like
Billion. Wow.
4 billion years. I think.
Well, maybe the end is near. I don't know. But hopefully not. I think that like I don't know what it would look like. Probably like the sun would get too close to the Earth or something somehow, some way, and the Earth would just like explode from too much pressure and too much heat, or it would just like start falling in outer space, and we would just freeze. So naturally, everyone on this Earth would just freeze to death
Die.
like that and die.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't really. It's not a religious way to look at it. I just think like I don't know. It could be kind of scary to think about. I don't know. How do you think about it?
I think of it like I think of it partly like in a half biblical, half like real. Like so, here's the way I see it. Like I haven't read all of Revelations. Like I don't really know like all that happens. I've read like a summary. Basically, what I see is like we're gonna we're gonna like get in like a world war. We're gonna like fire a bunch of nukes and stuff. The world's gonna be like on fire and it's crap. Like everyone's dead. And then like that's when shit hits a fan. Like then like Satan shows up and like kills a bunch of people. Then like Jesus comes out of fucking nowhere. Like 3-1 comeback, and then it's like some weird battle and it's like you have all these angels and demons fighting and shit, and then like I don't know, I guess God just creates a new earth and it's just like it's just some crazy shit, like you can't even comprehend it. Like I think it's going to be like there's going to be some like world war that triggers like the second coming of Jesus or some shit, and then it's just like the whole like like a whole continent, the whole like globe is just engulfed in flames. It's just like some crazy like apocalyptic unimaginable shit. Like it's like World War II, but it's like worse. It's like every country is fighting and it's just whack. That's the way I see it though. Just like the craziest bunch of nukes, fire, demons and angels fighting and shit. And it's like some anime basically. That's how I see it. Like I don't watch anime, but it'd be like an anime basically. That's like that's my take on it. So with that being said, what do you imagine life is like after death? Like what do you think happens after we die?
Well, to my understanding, to this point, when you die, you immediately enter the presence of the Lord, and then you get sent to judgment. And
Yeah.
from that point on, you'll be sent to either heaven or hell. But right, you don't just get sent to heaven by being a Christian, right? You actually like, you have to build a relationship with God, and you enter heaven, by the forgiveness and through the righteousness that the Lord gives you. You don't just say, "Oh, I believed God, so where's heaven? Where's the doors?" Right? No, like you have to like formally build a relationship through God if you want a
Right.
chance to enter heaven. To my
Yeah.
understanding, that's what I believe.
I think it's like that, but like I'm gonna go a little deeper. I think it's like you basically like you die and you see like Jesus and like you basically like he reveals all the shit to you, like everything like basically the way I see it, it's like you're gonna go to three like heaven, purgatory, or hell. Now I was wrong. I used to think like purgatory was like basically you go here, it's like a waiting room, but like I think purgatory it's like you're going to heaven, but you gotta get like purified. Basically like you're kind of like a rough diamond that needs to be like burned and like kind of like formed. That's what purgatory basically is, but you still got to burn a bit. But way I see it, it's like you go up to Jesus or God or whatever, and he basically like shows you everything good and bad you've done in your life. He shows like how every like thing you've done is like impact other people. Basically like a whole like butterfly effect for everything you've done. But for me, I just imagine it as like it's just like a whole domino effect for everything you've done. And then by that, he reveals everything to you and to yourself. And he's like, this is like what happens. And like, this is like what's going to happen. And, you get sent to heaven or hell, basically. It's like, okay, you're ass, you're going to burn forever. It's like, that's how I see it. That's my take on it. It's kind of like scary. Like, sometimes like, I think one time I had a dream, not that I was in hell, but like I was in a prison cell and it was like kind of fucked up. I thought it felt like hell, but I don't know. Hell was pretty scary, bro. Like all the fires and shit. I don't want to think about that. Anyways, what's the thing that's scarier, that or STDs? And would you take offense if a girl told you to get an STD test?
If it was the girl that I didn't really know who she was, and she was a 10, and she's asking me like, "Hey, will you get an STD test?" I'm probably gonna be feeling myself a little bit. It's like she thinks I'm laying pipe. But if it's a girl I know and we've been talking for a while, and she's asking me to get an STD check, then I'll probably be a little offended. Like, you think I'm just being a little man whore? Like, I have respect for myself. Like, come on, like I don't know. So I think for the most part, like 90% of the time, I'd be like a little offended naturally, but I understand why the girl would ask. You can never be too safe because
Yeah.
too many people lie. But
Yeah.
how do you think girls would feel? I would ask them to get checked. Do you think
So
they'd be offended?
they'd be
I'm like,
offended.
yo, you
They
got to get
definitely.
an STD check. I'm not trying to get
I
crabs.
mean, it's not really offensive though, especially like when you're on a college campus. Like, like they tell you like and shit. Like I think Welcome Week, they're like, hey, yeah, there's a lot of STDs on campus, which I don't
No, it's
really see
bad.
it.
It's
Yeah,
bad,
pretty bad.
but like
Yeah. Imagine
that's
what
what
it's
I'm
like in
saying. Like
Alabama. Like, nah.
I wonder. Yeah, I feel like girls would get offended. But like, dude, like I said, you can never be too safe. Too many people lie.
Yeah,
So
no.
I feel like I'd be a little offended, but I feel like it's natural to everyone because they don't want to be like perceived as someone who's just like whoring around, you know?
I mean, personally, I would take it as a compliment because I'd be like, man, you really think I can get that? Thank you, bro. But no, I would say that, but like personally, be like, I'd feel like, no, I don't have STDs, but thanks. No, because like if they just think I do, I'm like, oh, that's like you just think I don't get any action. But like, hey, like I appreciate the thought, because it's like, I mean,
they
like
don't they don't think you get any what kind of
they don't get any like action, basically, like they think I'm just some bum. So like for me, like it's like if they think I'm STDs, I'm like, hey, that's good, because Magic Johnson has STDs, and he's a cool guy. So like, hey, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying like I would take it like not like in a mean way. I'd be like, oh, that's cool, you know. Speaking of topic on it's anyways, what does taking a break in a relationship mean to you?
No, it's over. It's 1000% over. Like saying Nora, like, dude, if a girl's like saying like we need to take a break, I don't care what you say. They're either saying that because they want to go like cheat on you, like they don't want to
Yeah,
cheat. They don't want to cheat on you, so they want to take a break so they can go explore their options with the other person they want to fool around because they don't
yeah,
want to cheat on you. But if they're taking a break,
yeah. They want to test the market.
they're testing free agency basically. They
Yeah,
want to see like they're going to see if you're going to match the qualifying offer, right? They're trying to see if this guy's going to match you or not. And
yeah,
then when they come back, they just expect you to be, all happy and they expect you not to be fooling around with any girl because the moment you do, they think you're cheating even though you're taking a break. But then I thought you you what you were doing was, a part of taking a break too. So to me, it's just like, dude, if a girl comes at you saying, we need to take a break. Just end it. Just end it there. Because if you don't, you're just gonna end up hurting yourself. Because if you guys end up like fixing things and get back together,
that's true.
it's gonna come back to bite you in the butt, right? You're gonna bring it up one day,
Ah,
Sunday night, like 3 p.m. or Sunday night, like 6 p.m. You're gonna be like cuddling, and then she's gonna be picking up an attitude, and then you're like, oh, remember when you took a break and you're going hanging out with that guy, right? And it's gonna cause like a beef, and you're gonna start arguing, and it's over.
yeah,
It's over. You start, moving
basically,
out. It's like, dude,
basically, yeah,
screw that. The break, I don't believe in breaks. I'm sorry, because I'm sure there's people out there that do believe in breaks, and they're probably really good people. I don't believe in breaks, right? I think you truly like that person or love that person, you'll figure it out. You'll fix it right then and there. You're not going to need a break to go soul searching and find yourself, right? But that's just my opinion.
yeah. I agree. I don't think like there's such a thing. I think for me, when I hear like someone say like they want to take a break, it's basically code word for like they want to like hoe around basically and like until they feel empty enough to want to come back if they feel that way. But to me that's the way I feel about it. Like I mean, like if you're saying take a break, it's basically you saying like you don't want to leave the relationship definitively, but you don't feel good in it. So I'm gonna go test the market for free agency. I'm gonna try some trade requests. I'm gonna try all this shit. I'm gonna try and trade some picks. So like, dude, it's just like what I'd rather just like break up, dude. Because like, dude, taking a break is just like a half-assed way of saying you want to break up. Dude, just break up. Like either be in a relationship or break up, bro. If because like at least if you break up, I'm not really mad if you get another relationship. So you're taking a break, like oh I found a guy, that's just gonna hurt worse, bro. Because like then you leave the guy or the girl thinking like oh you like you're like if you're patient, you don't get shit. So that's my opinion. I think it's kind of manipulative to say that like you're taking a break on someone. How do you take a break on someone, bro? Like you don't do that shit, in my opinion. So there's a lot of fireworks outside down. Anyways, should you always assume your crush is talking to other people?
100%. Like even if she isn't, it's still good to like think like there's someone else out there so you don't get content, right? I think a little friendly competition is always good, right, for the mind because dude, the moment
Yeah.
you get content, it's just when things just start to holy crap, man. Sounds
Yeah,
like the
look.
Cold War outside.
Yeah, we're getting World
But
War
anyways,
Three.
anyways, yeah, like because dude, for the most part, like she is like always gonna be talking to someone else, right? You're not gonna be the only guy. Trust me,
Yeah.
you're not. Like I thought I was the only guy before, and what happened? I just ended up hurting myself, right? You don't think you're the only guy, right? Because they like to keep their options open until they actually
Right.
get into a relationship. I'm not saying that's anything bad. They're not dating, so they should be able to talk to whoever they want. They shouldn't be like forced down on one person unless things get serious with that person. But they're a single Pringle, then they're going to keep their options open, and they don't
Mhm.
want to just get with talk to one person and key in on that person because they could
Yep.
get hurt too. So that's why a lot of people, guys and girls, like to keep their options and the doors open and talk to multiple people if they're not dating anyone or seeing anyone. So
Exactly.
I think it's definitely smart to think they're always talking to someone else.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like better to like have the thought in the back of your mind than like get depressed like, oh, they talked to someone like like that, because like it's like an open market. There's always going to be like people trying to trade you or like trying to like throw you to their team. Like someone's always going to put you on the Detroit Lions, okay, or like the Cleveland Browns. Like like you're always going to get dumped off. But look, like you should always have back of your mind like this person can just like stop ghost me or stop talking to me. And if you accept that, it's not so bad when things don't work out. And like, when you are with them in any way, shape, or form, you kind of appreciate it more because it's not like forever. It's probably not going to last. So, I think I agree with that. I think you should always assume that someone that you're into is talking to other people. It's better to think that way and to think like, oh yeah, they're just talking to no one. Like, no, that's stupid. Like, bro, like I feel like like if you have a crush on someone, they're probably talking to someone else. It's just good to have that mindset. Plus, it keeps you like locked in. I mean, like there's always gonna be someone like want to take your job and shit. So like that's the right mindset.
It'll keep you on your toes. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be on your toes. And would you rather your partner cheat on you with someone better looking than you or uglier than you?
I would never want my partner to cheat on me, but if it came down to that and I actually got to pick, I would pick someone who is better looking than me, just because I I would get a better understanding and be like, oh well, at least she didn't cheat on me with someone who looks, worse than me, because
Yeah.
that would probably hurt my ego a little bit. Whereas if it's someone who's better looking than me, I'd be hurt, but I'd be like, can I really blame her? I can't-
Yeah.
like,
I know what you mean.
she cheated on me with Justin Bieber. Can I really blame her? Like,
No.
you know what I
That's
mean? So
Justin Bieber, you know.
it would just be like a better understand. I would still be hurt, but I'd
Yeah.
have a better understand. Where if it was someone like, I don't like to call people ugly, but if it was someone that was not as good looking as me, dude, that would just hurt my fragile ego. Like I'd be like, I don't know, I'd be so down bad.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
someone better
You
looking.
know, yeah, I actually thought about this. It sounds weird. I actually prefer to be someone uglier because like at first I was like I want to be someone more attractive, but if it's uglier then I can just kind of laugh like, well, I really went with that bum. You must be really down bad. And then it's like when the breakup happens, it's not so like painful. It's like, wow, you really went with that bum. You're such a dumbass. And then I can just go and like, like watch my Washington Commanders suck ass. Like it's not like so devastating. Whereas it's like, where if it's like a more attractive person, I feel like, man, I'm really not that guy. I'm not that guy. And like, it's more heartbreaking in that sense because like you think you're like the best one, but then you just get outmatched, in like a game 6. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's kind of like it's kind of iffy for me, but yeah, I think it's more painful. Like if it's more attractive, whereas it's uglier, I can just kind of laugh it off and like break up because I'm like, this is just stupid, bro. Like you really are.
Would you be hurt though if it was someone uglier? I
I
would.
mean, no, I would, but like it wouldn't be as bad as someone's more attractive because like more attractive, it feels like I'm defeated. Like I lost my sport. Like I'm not a starting quarterback. I'm a backup now. I'm like Daniel Jones.
But
I like
that
if
would
it.
motivate me though. That would motivate me. Be like, oh, okay. And then like you go and get yourself right, and then boom,
Right, right.
you
But I
make
mean,
her mad.
in the moment though, I'd rather be someone uglier, because like I'd hate to be like Daniel Jones, get replaced by Tyrod Taylor. Like, man, I'm really that ugly. I'm really that bad. Like I just got replaced by this journeyman quarterback. So that's kind of how I feel about it. I'd rather be uglier. I'd probably laugh it off more in the moment. But yeah, I think if it was someone more attractive, it'd probably give more motivation to do shit. But um, another topic I want to talk about. Do you think it's possible for men and women to just be friends?
Yes and no. It's possible if both of you do not like find each other. I don't say attractive, but like you don't like find any type of romance between one another. The
Yeah.
moment one, but the moment one friend like finds any type of romance,
Yeah.
that's okay as long as the other person also has that romance. Because if that other person doesn't, it's it's over, right? Because then, like, say for instance, a guy, if he likes a girl and they're friends, right, and he shoots his shot at her, right,
Yeah.
and she just has the intention of him as a friend, and she
Mhm.
says, "Oh, I just really thought of you as a friend," right? So that guy, he's gonna be kind of broken, and he's gonna sit there and think like, I either
Yeah.
just ruined this friendship, or I'm just gonna keep on trying.
Yep.
And obviously, if he keeps on trying, the girl's just gonna get annoyed.
Mhm.
And if he doesn't, then he's just gonna cut her off, and the
Yeah.
friendship's just gonna be terminated forever. And then like that
Uh-huh.
girl's gonna be like, wow, like I wish I still had him as a friend. And then it's like everything's just like a lost cause. Whereas if you don't really find each other, like you don't have that romance for each other, then it's yeah, I don't see why you couldn't be friends.
Yeah, I agree. I think you could be friends with like people like as long as you like both clearly know the limitations. Because I think what often happens, like it's almost always the guy who wants to initiate a relationship and the girl doesn't want it, you know. And bro, it's like it's low key kind of like it's really hard because it's like like you might like someone but they're just like someone you work with, or it's like someone who's married. It's like you catch feelings, or like you just like work with them on shit.
Someone that's married, what?
No, 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 like or they're about to be
Someone that's
married.
married.
No, like, look, people go through this shit, okay? Like, I'm not saying I've dealt with it, but like, I'm just giving an example, okay? Or they're about to be married, okay? And you're like, man, I like them, but I'm like, man, if I like, if you're like, if I fuck this like up, or I mean, like, we're never going to talk again, bro. She's gonna ghost me, and it's just gonna be weird, bro. I can't do that. That's too. That's like,
The
nah,
problem
bro.
the problem with it though is like you said, it's always guys that are making the move, rightfully
Yeah.
so. But the problem is they never have a clear read on the girl,
No,
right? Because the
yeah,
girls
that's the
always send
issue.
like mixed signals, and it's like, do you like me, or are you just playing with my emotions? No, I just think of you as a friend. It's like, why are you like fondling with me then if you just view me as a friend? You know what I mean?
uh,
So it's just like girls just
or
send like the weirdest
nah.
signal.
It's like in high school, or like you'd be like, there's someone you like, but like you just work with them on specific shit, and then you just catch feelings like, no, I can't do this shit, bro. We're just fucking. It's just a business relationship, and it's ass, bro. I hate when that shit happens because it's like you catch feelings, but like it's so hard because like if they don't feel the same way about you, if you take that step, you just get the friend zone, then the relationship is like it just slowly. Maybe not all at once, but just slowly withers away and dies. If you had a streak, the streak stops
Nah,
happening.
with me, it's completely over. Like, there's too much like humiliation there that I would not be able to overcome. Like, if it was a friend, right, it's a girl, and I
Hmm.
like shoot my shot, she rejects me, it's over. Like, I'm telling her like, it was nice to meet you. I'm sorry this friendship ended, but I'm not gonna be able to get over this humiliation. And I'm
Nah,
always
like,
gonna have that thought in the back of my mind that I like you, and you're always
yeah.
gonna have the thought in the back of your mind, it's like, oh, Alex likes me. He's being super weird. So it will never be the same. So that's
No,
why
never be.
I always take things super slow because of that reason, because I don't want to ruin what's already
Yeah.
there.
No, yeah, I see what you mean. Um, like, I think for me, like, if when I have faced that embarrassment, like, I don't say I cut them off. I think it like sometimes if I feel like if you give it like enough time and you don't have feelings for them anymore and they have feelings anymore for you, it can sometimes. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but it's not as bad. Like I'm not saying I'm having like I'm streaking them again or some shit, but I'm like I can have small talk. It's not like
How are you not gonna have feelings for them? Have you
well,
just
I mean,
opened your
because
arms to them?
maybe you
Because they
just find
rejected you? No,
maybe
that's
because
just gonna be like your self doubt. Being like, oh,
no
she doesn't want me, so I don't want her.
no, it's more like you find someone else more attractive, or like it's just you kind of move on. You're like, oh, this person's better anyway. It's kind of like maybe you drafted Daniel Jones and you get like I don't know Caleb Williams or some shit, and you're kind of like, oh, this guy's better, like, and it's like, but maybe you still have feelings, but they're not as strong. Cause find someone better. So like that's kind of the way I feel about it. Now it's just awkward, bro. Like I mean, when you're like when you're in these like things, like you don't know if they're a friend or not, if you want to be something, it's always hard, bro. It's really hard. Like it's like impossible, bro. It's really
What
hard.
do you do when you like a girl that's a friend?
I mean, it depends. That depends though. Like, are we like? if it's like someone I have to work with or like do like like school or I work with like
You see them at least like 5 days a week. So it's either you work with
Ooh.
them or you see or it's school. So
Like
and you really like
here,
them. You're talking to them all the time. You think you're
here's the
hitting it off.
here's the thing. Like if I feel like we're a productive group together, like I feel like I'm not going to do anything because like we kind of need to like have this business relationship. Like it's kind of like Aaron Andrews and the NFL players, right? Like I might like them, but it's just a purely like business relationship. Now if it's like if she's like in another major, but I see her pretty often, then yeah, I might like consider it. But if we're like in the same major, we're both doing like the same shit. I'm like I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of like
Do you rush things or do you take things slow?
I think I rush a lot of it. I think I like blaze through it because like I'm not patient when it comes to this shit. Like I can't
Because
like
you don't wanna hurt yourself later on, right?
basically
Is
like I
that
don't
your
want
thought process?
like nah, because like I see like some shit where people like they'll know someone since like kindergarten, bro. And they hit them up in like middle school, and then like it doesn't work out, and they're like, oh, or like no, more like it's like someone from high school. And they hit them up and like it's like they know each other for 3 years, then they hit them up. Like, dude, no, I'd rather just like go through it quickly. I'd rather like have it be like instantaneous than like have it be like a long drawn out thing over a year or two. That's just me though.
I don't
Like
know.
I'm not really good at taking things slow. I just like to rush shit. Well, it's not really a good tactic. I just
Well,
don't like
I feel like the more times you get hurt, the more patient you get. And that's
right,
why I take things like really slow. Like I'm
right.
super like I don't care if this person is talking to 30 other guys. Like I'm
Mhm.
just gonna be like the person that just like takes it slow and steady because I'm
Yeah.
not I don't want to be the person to like ruin the friendship by like
No, yeah, I
by
understand.
liking someone. So it's like I don't want to like rush it, but like it does suck because sometimes you take it slow and then you hit like a roadblock at the end because they don't like you after all. And it's like, wow, just
The
wasted
other,
like
it's
16
just
months.
it also kind of sucks because like I feel like men are like really shitty at hiding when they like someone. I feel like women are a lot better like hiding when they feel a certain way towards someone. Like because women like they'll like be like, oh, I looked at you and like you didn't do anything. It's like it means you didn't like me. Whereas men, dude, like I think it's like it's really obvious for me if like a lot of guys when they like a girl, like it's like very obvious, and like they always pick it up. Like if I like someone, like next day my friend be like, oh bro, you like her? Like no, I don't. Come on. But like whereas women, it's like they're very like subtle. They'll just look at you, you're like, the fuck? Like I mean, like dude, like I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to
They give the weirdest hints ever. They'll be like, I
yeah.
literally like liked your Instagram post. Like, how did you not know I liked? I was like, what? What? Like everyone liked my Instagram post. What are you talking
No,
about?
yeah, they'll be like, oh, I
But it's
liked
like
it,
with
but like
guys, it's like we'll like give the biggest hints ever, and the girls will either like just like act like that we didn't do anything, or they'll just like beat around
yeah.
the bush.
No, yeah, it's fucking annoying. I just wish women would shoot their shot more, bro. Like it gets annoying, bro. Like you need to freaking hit some threes. I don't want to fucking like sit in the corner all the fucking time.
Well, that's the thing. Girls think they do because
Yeah,
they'll throw in like a cheeky comment or something. You be like, "LOL, that's so funny," and then
they'll
like,
like
"LOL, that's so funny, Gunner," and they'll think that's like shooting their shot. It's like,
they'll
what?
to them it's like they'll just smile at you, be like, "Hey," and then you're like, "Well, that's cool." Like I mean, and then it's just like throwaway. But like that was them shooting their shot. They'd be like, "Bro, like remember that one time I smiled at you? Like that I was like shooting. I was like, like no, dude, how is that shooting your shot, bro? Men are so obvious. Like I don't know, man. Just like, can you just like be clear with me, bro? Like, what do you got to lose, bro? Like I'm not gonna think you're a hoe or some shit. Just like be honest, bro, because it just gives us men anxiety and like pain that we don't fucking need, bro.
It's
Like,
always the guy. It's always the guys getting rejected. I think girls are too like scared of fragile their ego.
no, yeah, like, bro, like, cause like if you get rejected by a guy, like, I can't imagine how a girl's ego feels. But that's also what probably makes a guy more attractive. Like when a guy rejects a girl, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's like fucking, he's got some standards. So I don't know, maybe it's like a test for them. I don't know.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the And One podcast.
Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one. Oh shit!
Draymond